This is my first ammo test with the 380 cartridge, and we're going with the Federal Premium 90 grain Hydra-Shok jacketed hollow point. Test media is SIM-TEST that's been diluted somewhat to hopefully get us close to ballistic gel results. And we'll have 4 layers of denim. Test gun is a Bursa 380 Thunder Plus. Doesn't it just seem that the Federal Hydra-Shock just will not go away, even with Federal making the HST, and I am a firm believer in that bullet design. This just keeps sticking around. And the funny thing is, when you bring it up either in person with someone in a discussion or in an online gun forum, it's a very polarizing round or cartridge for discussion. It's sort of a big love-hate relationship. Is that because of street performance? Is it because the fact it's an older design? I don't know. I'll have to let you determine that. But I don't think I've ever tested this, even before YouTube, when I was testing 9mm and various loads in wet phone books out here in the backyard. Now, with regard to the 380, I purchased the Bursa Thunder recently just for ammo testing purposes and probably goofing around with it a little bit, but it's not going to be my carry gun. 9mm is the bottom floor of what I will consider for everyday carry, EDC. So I'm anxious to see how, one, the Hydra-Shock concept is going to perform, although the 380 may not be the best platform for making a judgment call on that. But I'm also anxious to see how this performs in a 380. Federal advertises 1,000 feet per second. I'm coming in at 978 feet per second, 5-shot average. That is with a master crony. And we're going to test this with SIM-TEST Ballistic Media, diluted at 50%, giving us closer to ballistic gel specs, and 4 layers of denim, 1 shot from 10 feet. Air temperature is 58 degrees. The block is 61 degrees. There's the entry point. It's low, just an inch or so above the bottom of the block, but I think we're going to be okay. As a form of calibration test for each block, I put some BBs into it with a Crossman air rifle, approximately 600 feet per second, just to see how close I am to calibrated gel. And these are coming in at 3.25 inches. That is the low end of tolerance for calibrated gel as a point of comparison, but acceptable. Off camera, I've cut everything down to just the slice of the path. Entry here. We'll come back and look at this cavity in just a moment. Any guesses what we have? There's 5, up to 8, and let's go with 10.25, or just over that. And you can see that we did have expansion. That's a good thing. I didn't know what to expect with this. We'll take that out in just a moment and get some retained weight and average diameter, but it appears that this tumbled at some point, but definitely started turning downward in its path. As far as the cavity, there's maybe 200 pounds of muzzle energy out of this, so not a lot. You're not going to have too much of a stretch cavity, but you can see it's blowing a lot of denim in there. Cutting motion, denim there. That's a piece of denim there, and that's all the way to about 3 1/4 inches. Yeah, you can see where the petals are cutting as they're tearing through this. There's some denim there. And it looks like actually a little bit of denim, yes, right there, and that's all the way up to about 8 inches. So carrying some of that fabric through with it. Let's take this out, get our measurements, and do the wrap up. There's the high end of the diameter. Average is 0.474. This is a 90 grain bullet, and we have 90.4 grains of retained weight. And I'm guessing, as I zoom in, the culprit is going to be these denim threads that are there on top. It carried all the way through that penetration depth. Very good uniform expansion. There were a couple of good things here. We had uniform expansion. I did not see any evidence of jacket separation. This is a controllable round, but that's pretty much the nature of the 380, and why folks choose to carry this for self-defense. I think another relevant point for the 380 is going to be these penetration depths. Being my first 380 test, this could be the norm moving forward. But at least we're getting some data points to work with, and this one was the Federal 90 grain Hydra-Shock. Thanks for watching.